what's up, guys? My name is Zack, and today I am driving a 1992 Nissan Skyline GTR. Up front is a 2.6-liter twin-turbo inline-six, and down below is a 5-speed manual transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this R32 GTR because this is the start of Godzilla. This is the car that defined the 90s. And I've driven Skylines before. I've driven Nissan Stagias with RB26s before. But this is everything coming together at once, and it is absolutely beautiful. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form, takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you would like to drive this R32 GTR, you can do so with the link down in the description below. Hero Cars offers you the experience to drive cars that you might not be able to get your hands on otherwise from famous movies and TV shows. So please go check them out with the information down below. But let's get back to that RB26DETT under the hood. Well, it is a twin turbocharged straight six from Nissan, and it might be the holy grail. To me, the RB engine family is one of the best engine families. It's toe-to-toe with the 13B rotaries in my book, and I think a little bit of my bias shows through with the 13B. The RB26 is a marvelous engine. It's smooth, it's direct, it's powerful, and it says it makes 276 horsepower. However, if you know anything about Japan in the 1990s, there was a gentleman's agreement that no one would produce a car with more than 276 horsepower. There was these sort of horsepower wars going on, and so all the manufacturers agreed, yeah, we won't push it beyond that. In all reality, this car is probably making north of 300 horsepower, but everyone just said that they were making 276. Like I said, paired to it is a 5-speed manual transmission. It is absolutely wonderful to drive. This does have a racing clutch in it, so it is a little bit harder on engagement, but beyond that, it is fantastic. It drives so good. Last but not least, the R32 GTR is all-wheel drive. It has high-cast rear steering as well, and the Tesla all-wheel drive system, which you would think these tires were made by Gorilla Glue, but they're not. Getting this car to step out is very hard, and so it gives you so much confidence while driving this car. It's just absolutely fantastic. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 6 gauges. Off to the left is my fuel, front torque, and speedometer, and off to the right is my tachometer, oil pressure, and coolant temperature. Of course, these gauges also say Nismo. Around the gauge cluster, we do have our windshield wipers, tune, AM, FM, and hazard switch, and off to the right, we have our rear defrost, fog lights, and headlight switch. The steering wheel is an aftermarket Sparco unit, although I like it. Off to the right, we do have a climate vent, and on the door, we have our power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, 2 climate control vents. We have 3 more gauges for battery voltage, oil temperature, and boost pressure, an aftermarket radio, and then our climate controls. We do have a digital readout for the climate controls. Very nice for 1992. And in front of that is the shifter. This is the stock shift knob, plain, simple, and basic, and that's kind of part of the charm of the Nissan Skyline GTR is that there's not much in here to really wow you. It's not trying to do this weird pistol grip shifter. It seems like it would come out of a Versa, and yet it's connected to one of the most fire-breathing drivetrains to come out of that little island. Then we don't have any cup holders. We have this little area, but no cup holders, so the Nissan GTR fails the big friggin' bottle test, but, you know, wah. a center console, and the seats. The seats are Recaro seats. These are not the original seats. However, they are red buckets. They fit the car very, very well, and they are very comfortable. I enjoy them quite a bit, and I fit in them, which I can't always say about racing buckets, being a larger gentleman. However, speaking of seats, we do have the stock back seats, so let's go do a backseat review. All right, I'm in the back seat of a Nissan GTR, which is just cool to say, holding a GTR key. It's not good back here. You can shove your friends back here. I had a friend, Andy, with an R32 GTS-T for a long time, and we would fit 4 people in here and go take it. There was a Mexican food place in our town where they accidentally built the drive-thru on the wrong side. And so we would take the right-hand drive car through that purposefully because normally the guy needed a basket and he would stick it through the whole car. But then we pulled up and he went, because he got to just hand us the food instead of using his basket, which I thought was funny. Anyway, long story short, you can fit 4 people in here. We've done it before. I would not recommend it, but it's possible. Let's hop into the very back. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks, which are... Japan beat us to the punch for a lot of things, and one of those things is the fact that they only require 1 key for the whole car. They did this way earlier than us here in America. Some Oldsmobiles lasted until 2004 to do that, but... Hold on. So it appears as though the key doesn't work and the button inside doesn't work. So I guess we'll never know what the inside of the trunk of the Nissan GTR looks like, but that's okay. You get to look at this beautiful rear end. Now we got to talk about the looks. And ladies and gentlemen, the monster is not under your bed. It is in your driveway. This thing is menacing with its wider fenders than stock. It's so subtle too. It doesn't have big fangs. It's not gonna bite you or snap at you or snarl, but it can. Does that make sense? Behind that grille sits 8 rows of razor-sharp teeth, but it'll never let you know it until you act out of pocket, and then you'll know it. I love the look of this car, the taillights, the headlights, everything about the R32 I think is just perfect. And so let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving an R32 GTR? Well, this thing is absolutely amazing. It feels like I am at the head of a Predator missile when I drive this car. I'm laser guided and it just isn't intimidating to drive. That's the other big thing, and that's what I love about Japanese cars is that they're not intimidating to drive. This car isn't hard to drive. In Japan and Australia too, and New Zealand, the Nissan Skyline was a family sedan. It wasn't special, but then they made it special. They added all of these wonderful parts, and they turned up the volume without diminishing its drivability and usability. This isn't a double-edged sword, ladies and gentlemen. This is a quadruple-edged sword dipped in kerosene. Just right into the corner, boom! Oh, yes! And the car is saying, Zach, please, more! And I say, yes, please! Oh, wow. This is one of those cars where your actions start to supersede your mind. Your body starts tightening up, shifting and reacting before your eyes and head figure out what's going on. It's one of those beautiful, blissful driving experiences where it is you and the machine and nothing else. There's no touchscreen tablets blaring in my face. It's just me in the road. I have to be slow with the 2 to 3 shift that I don't put it back into first gear. Oh boy, oh boy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Luke for letting me borrow his R32 GTR. I mean, what an amazing, amazing experience. If you want to experience the R32 GTR, click the link in the description below. Hero cars, absolutely fantastic. One of the best, if not the best, to ever do it. And this is What an experience. What an experience. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.